Hello again YouTube, my name is Hans and welcome to my channel and to this episode of Darktable Insights. Darktable is one of the best free tools for organizing and editing your photos. Today I'm going to show you some of the modules in the Lighttable mode. So come on, let's go! So the modules I'm going to talk about today are the four upper modules on the right hand side here. Select, selected images, history stack and styles. We know from before that you can select images by clicking on one image to select one. You can also hold down Ctrl and click other images to select more, and you can select one and then hold Shift and select the last one to select a continuous range of images. Now you can also press ctrl-A to select all images. You can press ctrl-shift-A to select none. And when you have a selection, you can also press ctrl-I to invert the selection. Then you select the images you didn't have selected. So, onto the select module. We have buttons for the same things, for select all and for select none. You can also invert, so we select these two and we can invert that selection. There is also a button called Select Film Roll, which means that if you have images from different film rolls and then you select one image, and you can press this button to select all other images that are in the same film roll, which in this case is all. And the last button is Select Untouched, which will select all images that you have not done anything to in Darkroom. You know, this little symbol here means that you have done something to the image, and like here there's nothing there. So if I press Select Untouched, then only the untouched images are selected. Now if we go on to selected images, there are a whole range of buttons here. First one is Remove. That means that if you select images and you press Remove, then those images are removed from the Darktable database. It's important to remember that they're only removed from Darktable, not from the file system. So you still keep your files and you can import them again if you want to. So if I remove these three, do you really want to remove 3 selected images from the collection? Yes, then they're gone. But then we can go to folder, and that was the demo import. So you can just import this folder again, open, and there they are. The other button here, Trash, that is to really delete an image. It's the same as pressing delete in a file manager. Next one is Move. Select an image or more and press Move, and you can move those files to another folder. So you just select, let's say, select another folder and press select as this destination. I don't want to do it, but this is how you do it. And in the same way, you can copy an image to another folder. Just select as destination. If you have a series of bracketed images, you can create an HDR. I'll come back to that in a later episode. I won't go through it now. Next button is duplicate. That means that you create a virtual copy of the selected image. So now we have two, but it's still only but it's still only one raw file. You just create a separate XMP file, so you can make two different edits, or more if you like. So I can take this one and I can trash it. Then I'm back to only the one. Next is a couple of rotate buttons. If your image isn't oriented the right way, you can rotate it to make it right. And you can also reset rotation on this one. Copy locally. This means that if you have your image collection, say on a network storage or another external drive, and you want to take some images with you and edit them when you don't have access to that storage, then you can copy them onto your laptop and you can edit them, and when you get back you can use the resync local copy, which will sync back the XMP files to the network drive and also delete the local copy of the image. So then everything is back on the network drive. I never used this personally, but I only read the manual about it. And, I'll stick a link in the description to the relevant page. Then there's grouping. I never really understood the point of making manual groups. But there are some cases where Darktable will make groups for you. And so if you, for example, duplicate an image, you will get this yellow outline around these two images. This outline indicates that this is a group. Now this is a duplicate of this one. And also if you import both RAW files and JPEG files with the same file names, then Darktable will also put those two in a group. So next module is history stack. As you remember from an earlier episode, the history stack is a list of everything you've done to the image. And it's on the left hand side of the darkroom mode. So here is things we can do to the history stack. We can copy it onto other images, either all of it or parts of it, or we can discard it completely. So say we copy history stack of this image, then we get this list of all the modules that are used, and we can choose which ones we want to copy. So we can select all of them, we can select none of them, we can select some of them. Then we press OK, and we select the other image, and we have two choices of pasting. We can paste with this one, then we get to choose which one we paste. Remember, we copied all, and we can paste, say, only exposure. Okay. And we can also choose paste all. So we copy all. No. So if you go to this, I copy, choose everything. Okay, then you can go to this one and paste all. That will paste everything we had on this image. So if you now go into Darktable on this, then it's added to what we had before. So it doesn't look right at all. So instead, let's copy all and choose an untouched image, this one. Paste all. That will give the same results as on this one. There we are. You can also choose between two modes here. Append or overwrite. Append is the best one. That means that anything you copy from one image will be added to what's done before on the other image. You can also load a sidecar file, or you can write. Writing sidecar files aren't very useful normally, since in most cases they're written automatically. But say you lose the sidecar file, the XMP file, and you have an exported JPEG of the image, then you can actually import that JPEG as a sidecar file. And you can, because the whole history stack is exported within the JPEG file. So say for example I lose the XMP file for this image. I have exported a JPEG. This is the CR2, this is the JPEG, and this is the XMP file. So say I lose that. There. And I'll also remove the history stack from the database. So now the image is untouched. Then I can select load sidecar file, and I can navigate to my folder, and I have to view all files. Then I can choose my JPEG file and open, and there my edit is back. See, here is my history stack again. And if I go to the file manager, then there's a new XMP file. So that was history stack. Next is styles. A style is like a preset that you can use as a starting point when editing. And you can make them from the history stack of images. So let's say we want to make a style out of this, what we did to this image. Then we can create, and we'll give it a name. You can also give it a description if you want. And these are the different modules that are used in Darktable. You can choose which ones you want to include in the style. So if we include everyone, just hit save, and then we get a list here of all our styles. And so now we can take this style and let's say if we have if we come back some other day, we have other images, we can apply the style to this image. Then maybe we first need to reset it. So we discard the history stack of this. Then it's unedited. And then we have the lighthouse style. Double click the style to apply it. Now if we go into this one, we see the same history stack here. We can also edit the style. So we found out we don't want to include the sharpening. Then we can deselect sharpening and we can save. Now if we go into it again, the sharpening is not selected. And create duplicate. That means that before applying the style to an image, Darktable will make a duplicate of the image and apply the style to that, instead of overwriting the old one. Editing, we looked at, and we can delete the style in the list. Select the style and delete. We can also import a style from a style file, and we can export. So if we create a style, again, call it test style, then we can export this style. Well, we need to select it first, then we can export it. You can choose wherever we want to export it. And then we can save it. And now we can find it again in my home folder. There we have teststyle.dt style. If we open that, we see that it's an XML file with lots of stuff in it. And in the same way we can import those DT style files. So you can send the style to a friend or share it online or whatever. And that was those 4 modules. That's all for today. Next week I'll show you all the different ways to adjust tone in Darktable. So stay tuned. If you like this channel, then hit that subscribe button so you'll never miss an episode. I'd also be very happy if you check out my other outlets online. All links are in the description. And if there's anything special you want me to talk about Darktable, then please let me know in the comments. So see you next week. Bye!